I feel fat, lazy, boring, bitchy, overextended, scared, judgmental, uncreative, clouded, crowded, alone, lonely, self-indulgent, critical, and criticized. I don't know who I am right now. Who I was back then, as a child? Well, it was me, my mom, our dogs, the cats, the cabin in the woods, the outhouse, the beach and the radio, the rain,
It was
my
beautiful,
mother's music,
simple
her
magic.
graceful voice, the friends far and near, travels across country in our old Dodge van named Grace. We lived simply and we were content. There was that night my father showed up. I hadn't seen him for a long time. He held me in his arms. I remember being so excited to see him. He even tucked me into bed. I was 6 years old. But when I woke up in the next morning, he had left. He was gone. He had hitchhiked to Seattle to pick up his fix. I went out onto the cabin porch and I yelled, "Daddy!" I went out onto the cabin porch and I yelled,
into the woods,
"Daddy!"
out
into the water.
out into the woods.
I remember I went out onto the porch
into the
of
water,
the cabin and looked out until my mother
into the woods,
picked me up
and onto
in
the
her
water,
arms,
took
and I
me
yelled his
inside,
name. I yelled, "Daddy!"
and held
me until I was done crying. Now, fucking hell. See, this is why this is hard. I'm like telling this story and it feels so. Okay. My father's real name was David Birch, son of God. He called himself Samson. He thinks of all his children as the children of God. He slept with women in the name of God. He was homeless on the streets for God.
It's a true story. It's
Samson.
fucked up. He was crazy.
And he was crazy. Huh? I like to tell people that I come from 5 generations of matriarchy, 5 generations of single women. It sounds strong and proud, impressive. And then I tell them how much I hope I break that cycle. It's like I'm a broken record. I feel like a broken record. It's like I'm a broken record. The story of my father, it's full of sound bites and pitches that I throw out every once in a while. And repeat and over and over again the same story. I feel like a broken record. I try to do good in the world, to hold on to that little girl in the woods who was surrounded by art and music, friends, and kind people. My light. But as I grow, so does my shadow.
Presses into me,
And the clarity I once had
not so clear.
is not so clear anymore. My light becomes harder to hold up
Presses
my light.
into me, and the clarity I once had is now not so clear.
We went out